Good afternoon, lovely people. The name is Darlyn J, undisputed darling of the airways. I'm here today. I'm your host with the most undisputed. Okay, this is how we do it. My production team are making an effort to call Andrew from Unique Financial Services, where we'll be talking, and we're going to talk about insurance. Everything about insurance. So keep it locked here. Don't flick it. And don't change your channel. Keep it locked. If you are listening to me on tuning, keep it going. Probably in your car, in your office, in your kitchen, in your living room, wherever. Keep it going. Don't change it. SGN Radio UK. Keep it there. If you're on Facebook, like our page, follow us. So that anytime we are on live, you can get a notification, okay? You are part of the show. We can't do without you. No need. No need. Yeah, no need. No need. No need, man. My production team, led by DJ Bijo, is making an effort to put us live on Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media platforms. So keep it locked. Once you enjoy the music, it's the Drive Time Show on a Thursday afternoon here, the 10th of September 2020. Your host with the most, Darlyn J is the name. Welcome about good music. It's the same God who created that rich man. Also, it's the same God who created the poor. There's no make difference, any difference. It's the same God. He will definitely look after you day in, day out. He will not forsake or leave you. He will definitely look after you. I love this music, so beautiful. Beautiful track from Nana Say. I live because of the grace of Almighty God. 39 minutes after 3. We're going straight to Andrew, where we're going to have a chat about unique financial protection. Hello, good afternoon, Andrew. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, good.
It seems you're breaking up a bit. Yeah.
I'm breaking up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cracking. The sound is a bit cracking, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I have to change my
it's okay now.
let me know so I can change it.
I think it's okay now. Good afternoon once again,
Okay,
Andrew.
brilliant.
How are you doing today?
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing?
We are doing the same. I'm okay. I'm fantastically good.
It's done good, yes.
It's been a while.
I know. You've been busy.
Is it that people are claiming their insurances? Yes. All right, nice. For the sake of our first-time listeners, can you tell us a brief about unique financial protection? Unique financial protection. Give us a brief what you do, what it stands for, and basically the services you provide.
Yes, brilliant. So here at Unique Financial Protection, what we do is basically help you put a hedge around your protection, your finances. So in a nutshell, when you're making money, you need to protect your money. That's what most affluent people do. They make sure they protect what's coming in. It's not just about making it, it's about protecting what's there. So that's what we're about. So once you're making the money, you're getting income. You need to find a way of protecting that income that's coming in. Anything from protecting your income to some of your loans and debt you have, you want to protect that. Anything to leaving a legacy behind for your children, you want to protect that. Some people talk a little bit about what can I do to prepare myself, after I'm retired from work, how can I get income, pensions, and things like that. So where it's mainly around protecting the income and making sure that the money you have or your assets are protected against loss in case of times where you can't work due to accident, illness, or maybe if you die prematurely, you want your assets to remain the way they are. You don't want them to go anywhere else.
Okay.
So it's mainly building a hedge around it, making sure that it's well safeguarded.
Okay. Then,
yeah,
talking about insurance, how many categories of insurance does exist that people might be interested? Because all that we know, insurance. The most popular one is car insurance and life insurance. Is there any other type of insurance that people might not be aware? For example, for the first time we had a chat here, you did mention about income insurance, which I was like, wow, income insurance, how?
Yeah.
I mean, is there any other form of insurance that you could educate my listeners about?
Yeah, so I think that's the major one, because for me, I think I'm on a mission to let people understand more about the income insurance, income protection than anything else.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It's one of the, policies that you can claim on while you're alive. So you've got your critical illness, you've got your income protection. You can claim on those two things while you're alive. Most of the other insurances is for somebody. You're dying and you're leaving something behind, or you're protecting your estate. The income and the critical illness, they are the major ones you can claim while you're alive. Okay. Critical illness, you have to be critically ill with a list and a definition in the insurer's critical illness conditions. Okay. So every insurer, now they are almost the same. But most of them will say, okay, we will cover 42 conditions if you decide to purchase income protection through us. And these are the definitions of what critical with us means. Yeah. So for one company, critical might be different. For another company, let's say cancer stage 1, for example. Cancer stage 1, for some companies, cancer stage 1 is not critical. Okay. However, for some companies, cancer stage 2 is critical. For another person, cancer stage 3 is critical. So it's what they call the ABI definition. See, it's all about how well do they define that. Now, the thing I like about income protection is that it really doesn't matter whether it's critical illness or it's an accident or it's something that, so long as it stops you from working due to accident, due to illness, or due to redundancy, right? The income protection will pay out after a certain period. Okay. So for me, I think people need to really learn about that more, because a lot of people generally outlive their life insurance. Yeah. Their policy is finishing at 65. Okay. So they always outlive it, mostly. But income insurance, average 40-year-old will probably be absent from work 2 to 3 times before they retire. Okay. On a more than a month, over a month. Okay. So it's one of those policies. It just makes sense. You have to get it. Okay. I mean, if you're making income, you want to protect the income that's coming. Okay. So I think that's the thing people miss.
In my point, when I come here, I always want to get clearer understanding of the whole concept. Okay, talking about insurance, income insurance. Let's say I got ABC. I work for ABC company where I've protected my insurance there, and then probably something happened. I'm not quite happy. I've moved or I've changed a job to join CDF company. Do I transfer the insurance over, or do I, the fact that I've changed job, does the insurance still exist, or if you change your job, it's going to end?
Yes, it depends on how your company did it, right? Sometimes you might have a company that will say we are taking out a group insurance for all of our employees. Now, there are different types, so this gets a little bit technical. But there are certain, so it's down to a nutshell. It depends on how your company bought the insurance. If they bought like a normal group insurance, that means employees can't move it over. Once they move they change companies, it's gone. They don't have it anymore. Okay. It's a death in service insurance. So it only covers you while you are in service with that company. Okay. Right. Somebody might say, "Oh, my company bought one for me." It's a death in service insurance. So once you're in service with them, you're covered. If you're out, you're not covered. There are some companies now that are trying to change that. So, but I've noticed, this is based on the people we've been dealing with anyway. I've noticed that with certain companies, it has to be from a certain level of management, and then they get a policy that they can move with them. So for senior management or people that are in high management, they have a policy they can literally move when they move. And that is what I'm finding. So most people, they will most likely have an insurance that once they leave, that's it. They don't have it anymore. They have to go look for something else. But so to answer your question, it's all down to the company you work with and how they set it up.
Okay.
If it makes sense.
Okay. Today I'm trying to make it more versatile, random. I'm gonna put you random questions. Let's say me and my partner are living together. We don't have insurance, any form of insurance. And here's the case: my partner passes on, and probably the extended family backwards, so we need the cost back to Ghana, and probably at every means I have to fly this corpse to Ghana or the dead body to Ghana. I don't have any form of insurance. Is there any way I can buy a life insurance or any death insurance, whatever? Is there anything like that?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Okay, so Darlyn, you're in the spirit. I'll explain why I say that, right?
Okay.
Last month, I think it's been for a couple of weeks, a couple of months now. I think it's 5 to 6 weeks now. What we've done is we've managed to secure funeral cover, funeral plans, right? And funeral plan, not just funeral plans, we've partnered with certain companies that will be able to not just do a funeral plan, but will also be able to do repatriation for you. Okay. Now, which means that if somebody dies, we should be able to the funeral plan will pay out, and then depending on what the person's wishes are, they could be repatriated to Ghana using that service. Okay. Right. So it's one of the things that we it's been there for some time, but we've not explored it. But we noticed that a lot of people are having this issue. You know, I want to be buried back home. I want to die and I want to be repatriated. Yeah. And in as much as that is a big problem, it's also a big cost. Apart from the fact that most people don't know what they have to do. You have to go get license. You have to get license for the dead body. It's a lot of processes, and it can be stressful and it will take some time. Wow. So if you have a company that can deal with the whole thing, all you do is the money is released to the company, right? Once you take a funeral plan with us, and the funeral plan, you can take it at whatever age, and it will be saved. It will be there for you. That you don't have to die within the next 1 year or the next 2 years. Even if you died in 10 years, 20 years, it's still there for you. So once you die, the policy pays out to either a funeral home of your choice, or you can decide to use it to do your repatriation using the service that we recommend. And they take care of everything. So all you have to do literally is to, if your loved one passed away, you sit in a plane and you fly off and you go meet them wherever they go. And that's go on, carry on. If you didn't take anything out before the person dies, there's literally nothing that can be done. At that point, you have to use your own expense. You have to get things from your own pocket. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Another random question. Let's say I'm in a company and I'm working. Probably I have a trip and I fall down, but I sustain injury, a light one, though not very critical. Although I still have the injury, but I can still go back to work. Is there any way I can claim if I don't have personal injury insurance or whatever? Can I claim against the company that I listen because I maybe I strain my leg or have it? Is there any form of insurance or claim that I can get from the workplace?
Yeah, I know there was something, we don't deal with that anyway, but I know there was something personal injury lawyers, they are able to do things like that where they can take the case to court for you and make sure that you get the compensation. However, these days, companies are getting a bit more careful. They are getting a bit more, should I say, playing more along with the guidelines. And mainly the guidelines is about safety at work. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I think an example will work. I have somebody I know who used to work for one of the big companies. I don't want to mention their name.
Yeah, sure.
And he used to do a little bit of a driving, like huge, massive driving. And while he was driving one day, he was meant to load his vehicle. And once he is loading his vehicle, he sprained his back.
Yeah.
He sprained his back and he thought, oh, it's nothing. It's okay. So he continued with his shift and then went back home. And I noticed that he couldn't move one of his limbs. So as time goes on, I think 2 days later, it started getting worse and it got worse and it got worse. And after 3-4 days, he couldn't move out of bed. So they had to take him to A&E and all that. And then they found out that he tore, I think, one of his nerves.
Yes. Okay.
In one side of his body. So right now he's had one side of his body doesn't function properly because of the nerve damage. Now the issue was taken to court because he was at work and he got injured, and he's been trying to claim from that company for some time. I mean, it's been 4 years now. They're still going back and forth in court. And the company's point is, well, we trained you for manual handling, so you should have known. And he also has to state his point. So now, back 5-10 years ago, it would have been an issue. We win the case, and that's it. Because most companies were not looking into that. Most companies were not really taking that seriously. But now they are really taking it seriously. So if you injured yourself at work, chances are they will say they will get the court involved. They will get, and if it's a due injury, they most likely are going to pay out anyway. But it will drag a bit. They're not just going to sit and pay the money. It will drag a bit. So mainly you have to. They push responsibilities to employees. Okay, you need to be careful when you're working. We train you on manual handling when you come to work. We train you on safety in the workplace. So the rest is up to you. I think that's what most companies are doing now. So you find with injury, it becomes a little bit complicated these days. But if it's a due injury, you should, as an employee, I believe that you should be able to get a personal injury lawyer to help you deal with that. And their insurance should be able to cover it. I know that's what you're asking. So their insurance company, they have to pay out, depending on the insurance they took out. But most of them are legally required to take that type of insurance.
Okay. Another random question. Let's say I have a mortgage.
Okay.
Today we're doing a freestyle. I have a mortgage.
Yes, that's fine.
I've took a mortgage, and also have a mortgage insurance. Here's the case: I can't pay for the mortgage due to one or two reasons, or maybe I've changed job. I'm not able in the position. My income has reduced drastically, where I can't even sustain myself my rent. Talking about paying for the mortgage. In that case, if I have mortgage insurance, would the insurance take care of it, or would they say no?
Right. Well, generally, when we take out a mortgage insurance, we take it on two bases. It's either based on death or it's based on critical illness. Okay. That's why I say income protection is so important. So it's either death or critical illness.
So stop there.
Generally.
So let me stop you there quickly. So if my circumstances have changed in terms of my income, and whereby under no circumstance I will be able to pay the mortgage, the insurance won't do anything about it.
It depends on what you mean by circumstance.
What I mean here is, like, my job has changed, my income has reduced drastically. I mean, like, it has reduced to the point that I can't even pay for my rent and all that stuff, like other utility bills and stuff like that. For the time being, with the insurance, maybe I'll be trying to look for another job which will be lucrative for me to get the income that I'll be expecting, that will make me survive. With the insurance, step in and say, okay, because of your change of circumstance in terms of your income, we'll be able to look after you until such a time that you get a better job. Is there anything like that? Do we have?
Well, okay. So with situations like this, the best thing to do is to call the insurance company. Sometimes they are good. Some people think insurance companies are not great, but some of them are brilliant. There's some we work with that are very, very good. I know that sometimes, depending on the insurance company, some might give you a break. I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
What I've found out now during COVID-19, a lot of people have lost income. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're one of these people, you've lost your income due to COVID-19, it has to be due to COVID-19. Depending on the insurance company you're with, not all of them may offer it. You give them a call and then you say, listen, I have lost my job or I've lost income due to COVID-19. Can I get a break? I know of 4 of my clients that we've referred to some of these insurance companies, and they've given them a 3 months break from their insurances. So they are still covered, but they get a break, if that makes sense.
Okay. So it's
yeah,
most
so
like
COVID-19, that is what I found out.
Okay, so that would depend on the insurance company, right?
Yes, it would depend on the insurance company. However, what I'm finding is I'm referring most of our clients to, okay, call the company. With certain companies, I know they do it. I can't say those insurance company names here, but I know with those insurance companies, they do it. Anything happens, COVID-19, due to that, you're not able to pay your premium, they're able to offer a break. And I know all my clients have, most of them that have gone through this situation are at the moment able to get like a 3 months break from paying their insurance. Now, when it comes to the mortgage, it becomes a bit tricky. With mortgages, your arrangement is, or your agreement is with the lender, is with the bank. If you took it to the bank or the lender, is with the lender and the bank. So if you were to default, the best thing to do is to call the mortgage, your mortgage provider,
the bankers,
and tell them, exactly, call the bankers, tell them due to the COVID-19, this is what's happening, and they can make an arrangement for you that will suit your needs. But on a normal day, let's say if there was no circumstance and then you just lost your job, and okay, I lost my job and something is not right, and I'm looking for a job. Now they are under no obligation to say that, oh, you're not going to pay for your mortgage, or the insurance company will pay for your mortgage. The only reason why the insurance company will pay for your mortgage on a decreasing term is because you suffered a critical illness, or you died prematurely. That's the only reason or basis on which a decreasing term insurance mortgage protection will pay you that. Does it make sense?
So, yeah, it does.
Usually, to answer your question, you will not be able to get it randomly like that. You will have to suffer something like a critical illness for them to be able to pay. Now, again, that is down to the way your mortgage protection was written. A lot of people don't know, they don't have the critical illness element as part of the mortgage protection. It's only based on life. So maybe they die or they have a terminal illness, they will pay the rest of the mortgage. But most people do not realize that if they have something like a cancer or something that is, debilitating, then a serious illness, the mortgage protection doesn't cover it. So it's very important to have a look at what you have and understand exactly, if you have a mortgage, you really need to look at your mortgage protection. But once you fail, the insurance company may not pay out. So you need to understand the kind of mortgage protection you have, and make sure you understand, it's either a decreasing term on a critical illness or a life on a terminal illness. You need to understand that.
Okay.
That's why I always push income protection, because you see, with income protection, it really doesn't matter what you suffer. So long as your medical consultant says that, okay, this person is not fit to work due to this accident or due to this illness or due to this, it starts paying you your income. So your income is covered. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, if you tune in, this is GN Radio. Time check is a minute after 4 o'clock. Today is Thursday, the 10th of September. We are having a chat with Andrew from Unique Financial Protection, where he's educating or informing about various types of insurance and the benefit and all that. If you want to call him, you can call this number 07860 963 223 07860 963 223. Do call this number anytime that you've got any question to ask him, anything about insurance. Do call him. He will be able to assist you. And finally, before we wrap up, let me ask: do you do is it PPI, payment protection insurance?
Payment protection insurance? Yeah, no, we don't.
You don't. What, may I ask why?
No, we don't. Too complicated for me.
Is it? Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Because that's what most people are mostly interested in. A lot of people do. I've had two calls, like, I've got two calls where they've asked me, oh, can you ask your guy if there's something like a do they do PPRs? That's okay. That's why I just remember, that's okay, let me quickly ask you on air if you'll be able to assist. But if no, that's absolutely fine, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So
best thing you can do. I know a couple of people who work in that industry, but personally, we don't.
Of course, anyway, you can't even pay for your airtime to come and advertise someone else. So let's crack on with this one. So before we wrap up, I want to reserve some of the questions so that we, to put some questions in suspense so that people will still tune in next time you are on. So our next airtime will be next Thursday. Probably. Shall we do it Tuesday or Thursday? Or maybe
Thursday is fine by me.
Thursday
Whatever day is good with you.
All right. So on that note, next Thursday, we come your way once again, myself and Andrew from Unique Financial Protection, to further give you more information about various types of insurance. And possibly next we'll be talking about life insurance and life assurance. I love that topic, life insurance and life assurance. You can go and refer your dictionary, but you know what, the meaning or the dictionary definition will be different from what Andy will tell you. So make sure you do tune in next week at the same time, and then we'll be here and educate you about various types of insurance from Unique Financial Protection from Andrew, the expert. So Andrew, without wasting much of your time, I know your time is so critical. We'll leave you here until next week same time. I think today we waste we waste a bit of time. So next we'll try to be on spot exactly 3:30. Boom, we are good to go. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's nice to see you again. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much for today.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Listening to GN Radio UK.
GN Radio UK.
Okay, 5 minutes after 4. We were earlier on talking to Andrew from Unique Financial Protection, UFP. It's all about the insurance. Shout out to you, Daniela Kwakaso, Eja, Fiatego. The show continues on the other side of the platform, talking about tuning. So if you were watching me on Facebook, change your file and go to tuning and listen to me, because I'm in person met to us. So you have Facebook, why you want the pa? Now I'm on the daddy engine of Mujina Conso. Oh my crowd pa. Oko bonuma emma. Oko body copyright song bia. Obe use this here. Is here YouTube grad omni atwema so tete. I can't see about court. Okay. Yeah, from a Darlyn J. Sass Robert, we are from a Papa J. Oh, my Darlyn J. Okay, we'll be out of Major so. Baby, first out the mind back on so your body and baby me to my It's a draft time show for today, Thursday. I trust me, I try to come rough. If any day matter, one more. Eja warrior intino. Abo warrior gu inti almost radio no mo mabio. Asemo kra mo kwa mabramo. Inti nyame adoma. Me form new team. I'm no mo beba every Friday bia. Inti forget about you for edenere. Omo ja warrior. Inti radio show no mo so mo nye bi. Inti nyame nka mo baby omo ko bia na nyame ni omo ani kan. Na nyame na agye enti mo ho odin pa be heavy be okay. Okay, you better so nemum. Producer, I know you be free Facebook na ho na mempa. Akuyatago, a very good afternoon to you. Castro Sefa. Na Castro ade de bu Saturday mehu na ya finish the prekon. Mehu Saturday the finish the prekon. All right, Castro. You're from a Darlyn J. Undisputed Darlyn of there was 8 minutes past 4. Music all the way till 6 o'clock, and I will say bye-bye.